Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Gayatri Dialogues. And today we've got Suchismita Das, who is a senior industry analyst at Frost and Sullivan. During the course of all these conversations, we've heard from doctors, we've heard from policymakers, economists. But what we also need to understand is how is the industry shaping up. And that's why we've got Suchismita Das with us here today, who is, like I said, a senior industry analyst with Frost and Sullivan with a focus on healthcare and life sciences. But her passion, lies in FemTech and in breaking down the taboos and stigmas associated with women's health issues. And she is the author of several global femtech and women's health studies. And she has contributed, her opinions and her research to Forbes India, Femtech Collective, the Business Times in Singapore, Femtech Insider, and very, many more. And she's also been interviewed by Singapore TV show Money Mind to share her views on women's health and the rise of femtech in Asia. So very, very pleased to have you, Suchismita. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Swarnima. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to convey my gratitude to Gayatri for giving me this platform to speak about femtech, because femtech and women's health is an area which is very close to my heart. So, coming to your question now, so
thank you so much. And, I'll just, get started in the interest of time. So, we're glad to have you because, Frost and Sullivan was responsible for garnering a lot of attention to the femtech market as an investable opportunity through its report, a couple of years ago. So tell us a little bit about, what were the market indicators that, femtech would be a space to watch out for that got you interested and, just a little bit about what were the market indicators and what got you interested basically in femtech.
Sure. I would surely love to, answer your questions. So, you're correct in this area. Like Frost and Sullivan has been tracking this piece of femtech for the last couple of years, more than 4 years. So we have rightfully been one of the pioneers to garner a lot of attention and also, bring femtech to the forefront with our market analysis. I must mention here the name of Vinita Das, who is the partner and senior vice president of healthcare and life sciences at Frost. And she's also voted one amongst the top 100 women in femtech globally. She is the one who mentors the in-house femtech team, and I'm being a part of that team.
That's right.
So, yes. So we started our femtech penetration before the pandemic in 2020. With the analysis of femtech needs across different life stages, predicting the market, how is it going to be, and then identifying the different gaps in treatment and care, listing the different unmet needs in women's health, researching about the current technologies and the wanted technologies or the required technologies that can be implemented in order to bridge the gap. And we also ventured into several other areas so as to make the life of the women the better half of the population of world. So while femtech was still in its nascent stage, in 2020, because many people were aware of this term femtech then, the space was increasingly gaining traction, amongst investors, and this was something that was evident more in the Western countries, where the big giants like Apple and all started investing in femtech and women's health. So, a handful of femtech companies were there at that time who were adopting different type of pricing and branding strategies to build the brand, as well as a solution, create the awareness of the solution. Because creating the awareness does more than half of the job in femtech. Although the segments of menstrual care, fertility solutions, pregnancy care, those were gradually getting saturated with competing solutions, still there was huge rooms for innovations, for awareness to be created, more solutions to come up. So two major areas like we pointed out in 2021 that remained unaddressed by the traditional women's health sector was menopausal care and holistic care for women. So menopausal care is like something that remained ignored. And we should keep it in mind that menopause doesn't mean a pause in women's life now. It's no more a pause. Life starts after menopause. And in terms of holistic care, Well, what better example can be other than Gayatri? Because you are addressing women's health right from menstruation to menopause.
That's right.
So that's how other global companies such as Maven Clinic also they have modified their approach from being a simple women's health platform to becoming a family health virtual clinic. So
Yeah.
we can see like how women's health and menopausal care is gaining that recognition in the area.
Mm. Yeah.
Coming to another important aspect, an indicator that we analyzed is that while the healthcare industry is moving towards personalized medicine, we still see that gender remains overlooked in this approach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, despite females representing half the global population, they have historically been underrepresented or
Yes.
wholly excluded for the participation in clinical trials. Now, what is the result? There are the requirement for women's anatomy specific drugs, even in case of prosthetics, like a prosthetic which is made by a man for a man's body doesn't fit that well in a woman's body. We analyze that need for women specific healthcare to be one of the major unaddressed needs in femtech. And in this context, I'm very happy to state that just last month, the US FDA announced that its requirement for a diversity plan for clinical trials.